goes way back to when I was an apprentice chef, and I was actually working in a private hospital that provided Meals on Wheels to a local council. And then I left cooking for a while, and then came back and then got sucked into it again. It's kind of addictive in a way. I didn't particularly like being a chef, but getting involved in Meals on Wheels added meaning for me and meant that I could utilise my cooking skills in a whole new way. It started about 60 years ago, and it almost started simultaneously in different states, because there was an English model that started after the Second World War. But my favourite story is the story of the way it started in South Australia. There was a woman called Doris Taylor who got Meals on Wheels up and running there because what she was seeing around her in her community were people who were living alone and struggling and going into nursing homes prematurely. So her idea was to provide them with Meals on Wheels and other in-home support services like home maintenance or house cleaning to keep them in their homes. Now she was adamant that this should be something provided, the society should provide. It shouldn't be a charity. She hated the idea of charity. She just thought this should be something that we as a society provide to people who are alone to keep them living in their community longer. And that model really is still in place today. So she was a visionary. Recently, at a national conference, we had Dr. Kelly Thomas from Brown University in Rhode Island come out, and she has done some research which strongly indicates that Meals on Wheels helps people stay safer, helps them stay healthier and more independent. And hearing her speak, it was like, this is what we've known all along. Yeah, well in Victoria, council's involvement is crucial, and the only other state where councils are so involved is WA. And the great thing about Meals on Wheels being embedded within local government is that local governments provide those suite of other services like home maintenance and home care, house cleaning, respite, personal care. And they're also very strongly linked to community health centres. So it's kind of a holistic approach to preventative care, and it works very well within the local government structure in Victoria. We think it's the best in a way. Other states have their strengths, but in terms of all those other services linking in with Meals on Wheels, it's a very strong structure in Victoria. I guess anybody involved in Meals on Wheels, whatever level, you've got to be pretty passionate because a lot of it's voluntary, and you don't usually volunteer for something unless you're really passionate about it. I guess what I see is that people often think of Meals on Wheels as this old-fashioned service. And for me, there's absolutely nothing old-fashioned about taking a meal to somebody and having a quick talk with them. To me, that's just what should be normal. I think, in a way, as shopping strips disappear, as people live further and further apart, I'm talking families live further and further apart, there's more opportunities really for people to get more isolated. So therefore, services like Meals on Wheels can help be that social glue that keeps people connected. So if that's old-fashioned, so be it. I think what makes people so passionate about being involved in Meals on Wheels is that they see the very real benefits before their eyes. So if they're volunteering and they're delivering a meal, they actually see the benefits. They're quite tangible. Therefore, that's why we're such a strong community, because everybody involved at each level knows we're all here for the same reason, and that's to keep people at home for longer. And so for me, I can be sitting at a board table with, talking about policy. I can be working in my own service with all the headaches that are involved with that, or I can be visiting services and volunteers in Queensland, Tasmania or rural Victoria. And all those conversations are related because there is a real sense that we're all working as a team and we all have a common purpose. And I think that is probably the secret of Meals on Wheels and the secret of what keeps people involved for so long, because they actually see on a daily basis that they're making a real difference.